Welcome back and welcome to Ozarks Tonight. Here with me right now I have Kristen Carter, and Kristen is the chair of the Network for Springfield's Young Professionals. Kristen, thanks for being with us tonight.
Thank you.
And tonight we are talking about the network. We're going to explain what that is, and then we're also talking about the group's initiative to get young voters interested, involved in the community, and most importantly, registered to vote. So Kristen, let's begin there. Talk to me about the network. What is it and who is part of the group?
Sure. So the network is an initiative that was started by the Chamber about 10 years ago to really engage and retain young professionals in the Springfield community. Our members are age 40 and under, and we have almost 500 members now. And we really gear our programming towards engaging young professionals in the community so that they can learn more about the place that they live.
Why was it necessary to have a specific place for young professionals in Springfield?
I think we face some unique challenges. We're young in our careers, and it's really good to just build out your professional network. In 5 to 10 years, these are going to be the people that are going to be running their companies. So we just provide that opportunity for young professionals to connect with each other and learn more about their community.
So what does the network do? How many members do you have, and are you meeting monthly? What kind of programs and events do you have going on?
Sure. So the network doesn't have monthly meetings. The really neat thing is that we provide opportunities probably 3 to 4 times a month for various types of events. And so we'll have breakfast meetings or lunch meetings or social events, and we'll have anything from a panel discussion to just a regular speaker to just educate our members on various topics, one of them being voting and why it's important to get engaged in the polls.
And you were also telling me that in addition to these events, one of the most recent goals of the network is to get young people involved in the community. What are some ways you were doing that?
So we post board openings on our website. We really encourage young professionals to be philanthropic with their time or with their money. And so we just try to educate our members on different opportunities that are available outside of just professional development to really give back to the community. And
most recently now, with elections coming up, one of the challenges we've had here in Springfield, in just Southwest Missouri in general, is getting young voters to the polls.
Yes.
And that voter turnout. What is the network's role and initiative in getting young voters to vote?
So that's, it's really frustrating when you see that voter turnout is, less than 20% on a local election. And as you know, local elections they affect our everyday life. And so the network's role is really just to educate young professionals on the ballot issues that are going to be happening. And just to provide a little bit of background, a couple years ago during the April election cycle, we realized that the average voter age is anywhere from 60 to 65 years old. An average voter turnout is usually less than 20% for a local election. So to us, that was really frustrating, and we wanted to do something to change it. And so the network decided to start gearing some of our programming towards civic issues and really just engaging our young professionals to get to the polls.
You mentioned local elections, and that's very important because it seems like when we have a presidential election, that's when most people get involved and know what's going on and actually vote. But when it's local elections, it's like we don't really pay that much attention. So why do you think it's important that we start paying attention to our local issues just as we do when, for example, 2016 with the presidential election?
Right. So in my opinion, local elections are the most important type of election because those are the issues that will be affecting our own community for years and years to come. We really encourage young professionals to get out and actually have a voice in issues that are going to affect where we live.
What are some of the biggest challenges you guys have encountered when trying to reach young voters and educate them either about the network itself, being involved in the community, or more specifically voting?
I think one of the biggest challenges that we have are just providing education to young professionals. There's a lot of misinformation out there on the internet, and so sometimes it's hard to provide education on the actual issues themselves. But then also just getting people to show up to the polls. So we've done a big social media push, for example, in the OTC ballot issue last year, and we use the hashtag SGFYPsVote and also hashtag no excuses, because you shouldn't make excuses. You should just get yourself to the polls on election day.
All right. So here are some of the numbers from 2016, for example. We looked at here in Greene County, people 18 through 35. We had a 25% turnout, and that is in 2016. What do you think about those numbers? And do you think we can get better numbers this year?
We can definitely do better than that. At least, I want us to do better than that because these are really important issues.
Here's another thing I want to ask you. We have seen some ads calling young people out. You're not voting. I don't know if you have seen this one by Knock the Vote. And it's just older actors saying, you don't have to vote. We got this. And other apps, just apps trying to get more people to register to vote. Do you think that's a good idea and that's a good way to reach younger people because we're online and reaching younger people where we're at, these online strategies like you guys have been using the hashtag?
Yeah. I think online strategies are important because that's where young professionals and young people spend a lot of their time, so it's easy to reach them through those means. But like I said, there can be a lot of misinformation out there. So if you can just encourage young people to educate themselves on the issues and then actually just get to the polls, will make a big difference on issues.
And now if people at home are interested in finding out more about the network, where can they find out more?
They can go to the Springfield Area Chamber of Commerce website, and there's a link for the network there.
All right, sounds good. Well, thank you so much, Kristen, for being here with us. We'll be right back.